Family is supposed to feel like home, a safe space where you can be yourself, make mistakes, and still be loved unconditionally. But what if, instead of feeling safe and supported, you feel trapped or suffocated? Your family may call it closeness, but deep down, something doesn't feel right. It's as if you don't fully belong to yourself. And love in your family comes with invisible strings, expectations, obligations, and unspoken rules about who you have to be. Is this emotional intimacy? Or something else entirely? At first glance, emotional intimacy and enmeshment might seem similar. So it can be difficult to recognize if you are enmeshed with someone. Both involve closeness, but they're actually very different ways of connecting with someone. One nurtures individuality and connection, while the other quietly traps you in roles that aren't truly yours. So, how can you tell if your family's closeness is crossing the line into enmeshment? Emotional intimacy happens when two people, each with their own strong sense of self, build a deep and meaningful relationship. They trust and accept each other completely. They don't just tolerate their differences, they celebrate them, appreciating their differences rather than feeling threatened by them. This kind of connection feels refreshing and uplifting. It encourages personal growth because both people feel safe to be their true selves. It's the type of bond that makes you feel seen and supported, where you're encouraged to grow and evolve. But enmeshment? That's a different story. Enmeshment happens when two emotionally immature people rely on each other to feel complete. Instead of supporting each other's individuality, they cling to predictable roles that make them feel secure, but not in a healthy way. It's like living in a script where neither person is allowed to change. If one person tries to grow or step outside their role, the other responds with anxiety, pulling them back to what's comfortable. Personal growth becomes a threat instead of a shared journey. When people become too dependent on each other for identity and emotional stability, they unconsciously fear change, because change feels like rejection or abandonment. In enmeshed families, any attempt at growth disrupts the fragile balance that both people rely on for security. If one person starts developing new interests, setting boundaries, or improving their emotional maturity, the other may feel rejected or left behind. Instead of encouraging each other to evolve, they subtly, or not so subtly, discourage change to maintain the status quo. But here's the thing, growth shouldn't feel like a threat. It should feel like an exciting invitation to evolve together. The healthiest family relationships are built on trust, support, and the freedom to grow, not on fear of change. Ask yourself, is your connection rooted in emotional intimacy, or is it rooted in enmeshment? So, if you've been listening and thinking, wait, this sounds way too familiar, you're definitely not alone. Many of us grew up with the idea that love means losing ourselves in someone else, that closeness means never needing space, and that setting boundaries makes us selfish, or worse, that it pushes people away. But real love doesn't erase you. It doesn't shrink you or ask you to stay stuck in a role just to be accepted. Healthy love gives you space to grow. It says, I see you, all of you, and I want to walk beside you, not hold you in place. It's not about being needed to feel worthy, but about being wanted for who you truly are. Did this resonate with you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you're on a journey of healing and building healthier relationships, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. You deserve a love that lets you breathe. Let's grow together.